The morning sun rose over the village of Humu, painting the sky in vibrant shades of orange and pink. The villagers slowly woke up, ready to begin their daily activities. At Edan and Nia's home, the routine of the newlyweds was beginning to take shape. The love between them grew each day, strengthened by small gestures and mutual support. However, the shadow of Edan's secret still loomed over the couple, bringing with it challenges they would have to face together. Edan and Nia found great joy in sharing their lives, but the issue of intimacy remained a painful barrier. Edan's condition, which made penetration impossible, was a constant source of frustration for both of them. Nia, with her gentle and understanding heart, never put pressure on Edan, but he felt guilt and shame growing inside him as they struggled with this problem. The murmurs and gossip from the villagers began to intensify. Word of Edan's condition spread, and soon the townspeople began to speculate about the real reason why the couple still had no children. Edan felt the stares of pity and curiosity every time he passed by, which only increased his anguish. He knew he needed to find a solution, not only for his own sake, but to protect Nia from the judgment of the community. One night, as they rested after a day of work in the fields, Nia brought up the topic they both avoided. "Edan, my love, I know this is hard for you, but we need to talk about our dreams of having a family," she said softly, taking his hand. Edan sighed, feeling the weight of his insecurities. "Nia, I want it as much as you do, but my condition, I don't know how to get through this," he replied, his voice heavy with sadness. Just then, a distant scream interrupted their conversation. Edan and Nia quickly got up and ran towards the sound, finding a young village girl caught in an accident with an ox cart. Edan, moved by his altruistic nature, helped rescue the girl, demonstrating a bravery and strength that inspired everyone around him. With the adrenaline subsiding, Edan realized that despite his internal struggles, he still had the ability to make a difference in the lives of others. This experience made him reflect on what more he could do to overcome his own barriers and build the family he so desired. Nia hugged Edan, offering him comfort. "We will find a solution together, no matter how long it takes or how difficult it is. I will not give up. I believe in us," she stated with determination. Nia's resolve brought new hope to Edan's heart, and they decided to seek help once again. The next morning, Edan and Nia embarked on a journey to visit a famous healer in a distant village, known for treating rare conditions. The trip was long and arduous, passing through dense forests and crossing fast-flowing rivers. Along the way, they faced various challenges, from sudden storms to encounters with wild animals. Each obstacle, however, only strengthened their resolve. When they finally reached their destination, the healer greeted them with a wise and understanding look, promising to do everything he could to help the couple achieve their dream of starting a family. The healer carefully examined Edan and listened intently to the couple's story. After a long silence, he suggested a treatment using specific herbs and exercises that could help alleviate Edan's condition. This treatment requires patience and dedication. "I cannot guarantee immediate results, but I believe that over time there can be significant improvement," the healer said. Edan and Nia, full of hope, decided to follow the instructions rigorously. They returned home with a new outlook and a daily routine of herbal teas and exercises. Over time, Edan began to notice small changes. Although the results were not immediate, there was a sense of progress. Nia encouraged him to continue, reminding him that they were on this journey together. As the community learned of the couple's effort and determination, they also offered their support. Baba Kofi, the village elder, frequently visited Edan to offer words of encouragement and wise advice. "Patience is the key to great achievements," he would say. The routine of exercises and treatments became an important part of their lives, strengthening not only Edan's body, but also the bond between him and Nia. Their mornings began early, waking up before dawn to prepare the herbal teas Edan needed to take during the day. Afterward, they would perform the series of exercises recommended by the healer, which included stretching and deep breathing practices. These morning moments, though challenging, became precious times for the couple to connect. They would talk about their dreams and concerns, strengthening their relationship. After the exercises, Edan would head out to the fields, where he would work hard to ensure the family's livelihood, plowing the land, planting seeds, and tending the crops with dedication. Nia, meanwhile, took care of the household chores and managed the community center they had set up. She organized activities for the young people, teaching them practical skills and offering guidance. In the afternoons, Edan and Nia would meet at the community center, where they would work together on projects to improve life in the village. Despite being busy with their responsibilities, Edan and Nia made sure to set aside time for themselves. On quiet evenings, they would sit by the river, sharing their hopes and fears. Edan, still struggling with his condition, found comfort in Nia's words. Days turned into weeks, and although they still saw no hope of pregnancy, their connection continued to grow. One day, as they walked through the woods near the village, Nia stopped and looked at Edan with a determined expression. "Edan, maybe we should try to adopt a child. There are so many children without families who need love. We could give them a loving home," he suggested. Edan pondered the idea, feeling a mix of hope and fear. "Nia, you are amazing. Let's consider this possibility carefully," he replied, admiring his wife's strength. That night they discussed the idea at length, sitting around the fire. Nia talked about how she had always dreamed of being a mother and how her love could transform the life of a child in need. Edan, listening intently, began to realize that this might be the solution they had been looking for. "How about we start by visiting orphanages in the region? We can meet some children and see how we feel," Edan suggested. Nia smiled, happy that Edan was open to the idea. "Yes, let's do it. I want the child to feel her love from the first moment." In the following days, Edan and Nia organized visits to several orphanages in neighboring villages. At each place they visited, they encountered children of all ages, each with a unique and touching story. During one such visit, a little girl named Amina caught Nia's attention. She had big expressive eyes and a shy smile that melted everyone's hearts. "Edan, there's something special about this little girl," Nia said, watching Amina playing alone in a corner of the yard. Edan agreed, also feeling an inexplicable connection. "Let's talk to the caregivers and find out more about her." The caregivers told Edan and Nia Amina's story. She had lost her parents during an epidemic. She was quiet, but had a resilient spirit and kindness that captivated everyone around her. Edan and Nia spent more time with Amina, bringing her gifts and participating in the orphanage's activities. Amina slowly began to open up to them, showing her affection in subtle ways. "I feel like Amina is the right child for us. We should move forward with adoption," Edan said, feeling a growing conviction. With the decision made, Edan and Nia began the adoption process. There were many forms to fill out and interviews to conduct, but nothing seemed to discourage the couple. During this period, Amina began visiting Edan and Nia's home regularly, gradually adjusting to her new life. She helped Nia in the garden and accompanied Edan on his visits to the community center, where everyone was delighted by her presence. "Nia, I feel like Amina is already part of our family," Edan said, watching Amina play with the children at the center. Finally, the day of the official adoption arrived. The entire village gathered to celebrate the new family. The ceremony was filled with emotion, with tears of joy and words of encouragement all around. Baba Kofi, as the village elder, led the blessing, wishing love and happiness for Edan, Nia, and Amina. "May this new family be a beacon of hope and love for us all," he proclaimed. Amina, now officially part of the family, joined Edan and Nia in their home, filling it with laughter and love. Amina hugged Edan and Nia tightly and thanked them for giving her a home. "I love you," she said, her eyes shining with happiness. As the years passed, Amina grew up in a loving and supportive environment. Edan and Nia taught her the values of courage, compassion, and determination. Amina demonstrated a special talent for learning and leadership, often helping to organize community events and motivating other children. At 14, Amina led an ambitious project to build a community library, mobilizing the village's youth and raising funds through events and donations. Her passion and dedication inspired everyone around her, and the library became a symbol of the community's potential and collaborative spirit. Edan and Nia, proud of their daughter, saw in her the embodiment of everything they had dreamed of and more. Amina's presence not only transformed their lives, but also brought a new era of prosperity and unity to the village of Humu. One afternoon, while Edan was in the library helping Amina organize the new books, a familiar figure walked through the door. It was Suri, the woman Edan had dated years ago before meeting Nia. Suri had left the village of Humu in tears, unable to deal with Edan's condition. Now she had returned, curious to see the new library she had heard so much about. Edan felt his heart race at the sight of Suri. "Suri, what are you doing here?" he asked, surprised and visibly uncomfortable. Suri, a little hesitant, replied, "I heard about the library and wanted to see it with my own eyes." "I never imagined you would be here, Edan." Amina, sensing the tension, walked over and introduced herself. "Hi, I'm Amina. Do you know my father?" Suri looked at the young woman and then at Edan, understanding the depth of the situation. "Yes, I know your father. He's an amazing man," Suri said with a curious smile. As they talked, Suri couldn't help but notice Edan's discomfort. She remembered how much she had liked him in the past, and seeing him now with a daughter, a new hope arose in her heart. "Edan, I see that your life has taken a wonderful turn. Amina is an adorable little girl," she said, looking straight into Edan's eyes, who looked away nervously.
"Thank you, Suri."
"We are very happy," she replied, trying to maintain her composure. Suri, sensing Edan's discomfort, continued, "I always wondered what it would have been like if we had managed to work things out. Maybe now that circumstances have changed, things could be different," she suggested, hinting at her renewed interest. Edan, feeling the weight of her words, took a deep breath. "Suri, a lot has changed since then. I am married to Nia, and our life is full of love and purpose. Amina is our daughter, and we are very happy," she said firmly. Amina, watching the interaction, sensed the tension in the air and gently interjected, "Mrs. Suri, it's a pleasure to meet you. Would you like to see the new books we received? I'd love to show them to you," she said, trying to divert the conversation away from Edan. Suri smiled, noticing Amina's maturity and grace. "Sure, I'd love to see them," she replied, following Amina through the library. As Suri explored the library with Amina, Edan reflected on the past and the choices he'd made. He knew that despite the complicated feelings Suri still stirred in him, his life with Nia and Amina was everything he'd ever wanted. When Suri finally said goodbye, leaving a generous donation for the library, Edan felt a mix of relief and gratitude. "I hope this library continues to inspire and bring people together, just as it did for me today," he said with a genuine smile before leaving. One day, as they walked through the village, Amina asked Edan, "Dad, why don't you and Mom have other children?" Edan, taken aback by the question, answered truthfully, "Amina, sometimes life challenges us in ways we don't understand, but you should know that you are our everything, and we are grateful for every day with you." Amina hugged Edan, feeling the love and sincerity in his words. "I love you, Dad, and I know we will always be together, no matter what." Edan smiled, touched by his daughter's wisdom. In the following days, Suri continued to appear in the village more frequently. She claimed to be interested in participating in community projects, especially the library that Amina had led in building. Her enthusiasm and help were welcomed by the community, but Edan became increasingly uncomfortable with her presence. Whenever Suri was around, he would find an excuse to talk to Edan, often reminiscing about the past. "Do you remember when we used to walk through these fields, Edan?" she would say with a twinkle in her eye. Edan, trying to remain polite, would reply with a tight smile, "Yes, Suri, those were good memories, but my life has changed a lot since then." Meanwhile, Nia noticed the tension in the air and the growing closeness between Suri and Edan. Although she trusted her husband, she couldn't help but feel a pang of worry. One night, while Edan was helping Amina with her homework, Nia decided to talk to him. "Edan, I've noticed that Suri has been around quite a bit lately. Are you okay with that?" she asked carefully. Edan sighed, knowing he needed to be honest. "I feel uncomfortable. Suri is trying to get close in a way that makes me uncomfortable, but I want you to know that my heart belongs to you and our family. There's no room for anyone else, she assured, taking Nia's hand. Nia smiled, feeling relieved by Edan's honesty. Thank you for being honest with me, Edan. We'll face this together, like we always have. Edan hugged Nia, finding comfort in her presence. Meanwhile, Suri was not easily discouraged. She looked for opportunities to spend more time with Edan, often offering to help with tasks that he usually did alone. Can I help you with this, Edan? Remember how well we used to work together? She would say with a suggestive smile. Edan, though grateful for the help, began to see Suri's intentions more clearly. One day, while Nia and Amina were out of town visiting relatives, Suri showed up at Edan's house under the pretext of discussing a new project for the library. Edan, can we talk about the new project? I think I have some ideas that might help, she said softly. Edan, hesitant, agreed. During the conversation, Suri began to move closer, lightly touching Edan's arm. Edan, have you ever thought that maybe things could be different between us? You have a wonderful daughter now, and I've always liked you, she said with an intense look. Edan, sensing the danger of the situation, gently stepped back. Suri, I appreciate your help and friendship, but my life is with Nia and Amina. They are my priority and nothing can change that, he replied firmly. Suri, though disappointed, saw the determination in Edan's eyes and realized that her attempts were futile. I understand, Edan. I'm sorry for any inconvenience I've caused, he said before bidding farewell and leaving the house. With Suri finally out of the way, Edan felt a huge weight lift from his shoulders. When Nia and Amina returned, he told Nia what had happened. She tried to get close, but I made it clear that my life and heart belong to you too, Edan said, hugging Nia and Amina tightly. Nia, relieved and grateful, smiled. We're in this together, Edan. Nothing can tear us apart, she replied. And so, with his family closer than ever, Edan continued to face the challenges with courage and determination, knowing that his true treasure was at his side. Despite the challenges, Edan and Nia never gave up trying to have a biological child. They continued to seek treatments and advice, always supporting each other. In a moment of hope, they decided to visit a specialist in a distant town, known for helping couples in similar situations. The trip was long and full of uncertainties, but their faith kept them strong. Upon arriving in the town, they were greeted by the specialist, a kind and understanding man who listened attentively to their story. I will do everything I can to help you, he promised. The specialist ran a series of tests and suggested a new experimental treatment that had shown promising results in other couples with similar problems. This treatment requires dedication and patience, but I believe it can increase your chances of conceiving, the doctor explained. Edan and Nia, filled with renewed hope, decided to follow the plan rigorously. Over the next few months, they returned to the village with an even more intense routine of care and procedures, supporting each other every step of the way. Despite the difficulties, the strength of their bond and the love they shared kept them optimistic about the future. After a tiring day, Adam and Nia were resting at home. The atmosphere was peaceful and Adam felt gratitude and love for Nia. You are my strength, he said, caressing her face. Nia smiled and replied, we are in this together. Our love can overcome anything. Adam, feeling more confident, said, I want to try again. I feel like something has changed. They slowly moved closer and shared a moment of pure joy and satisfaction. Afterward, they embraced each other with tears of happiness. We did it, Adam, Nia whispered. One sunny morning, Nia excitedly said, Adam, I think I'm pregnant. The news spread quickly, bringing joy to the village. Amina beamed, exclaiming, I'm going to have a little brother or sister. The next few months were filled with anticipation and preparation. However, around the 6th month, Nia experienced severe pain and weakness. Adam took her to the healer, who advised complete bed rest. Finally, Nia gave birth to a healthy baby boy, surrounded by love. The villagers celebrated the arrival of the new baby. Amina promised to take care of her baby brother. Baba Kofi performed a special ceremony to bless the child. Adam and Nia knew they had overcome all obstacles. Mim, as the baby was named, grew up surrounded by love. Amina became a loving sister and became involved in the community center, helping to organize activities. The village of Humu became a place of unity and growth. Adam and Nia continued to face challenges with courage and faith. The story of Adam and Nia became a legend in Humu, a testament to love, perseverance, and faith. They learned that with faith, love, and determination, we can overcome any obstacle and find the peace and happiness planned for us.